Hey, this is Glendon with Making Money with Storage Unit Auctions. Before we get into the meat of the matter, subscribe to StorageAuctionGuru.com. That's your chance to win 10 hours, not one, not two, but 10 hours of free storage auction training, something normally I charge $1,000 for. You could get it for free if you're the lucky winner. Contest started yesterday. Since I was late with the video, it will end May 12th. That day I'll announce the lucky winner. Today's segment is Storage Auction Mojo. What is Storage Auction Mojo? Now that we're getting past the trend aspect of storage auctions, it's a hard business. That's something I said from day one, and that's something I will continue to say. But it can be very rewarding if you stick with it, and if you're in an area with a lot of auctions. Let's just be honest. If you are out in Timbuktu and there's like in the nearest storage facilities like 8 hours away, it's not for you. But if you're in a city like Atlanta, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Cincinnati, believe it or not, Memphis, I was shocked, but there's a lot of activity there. So essentially, if you're in the major metropolitan area or within an hour's drive or two, if that's something you want to do, it is something that you can make good money to part-time money. I'll outlay a few scenarios for you. I have one, I'll call her the case study of all case studies, who original goal was to make an extra $500 to $600 a month. So if she wanted to go out and buy a very expensive pair of shoes, she wouldn't have to feel guilty since her husband was out there busting his ass. That's really commendable. She wanted to bring more money in. Long story short, within a year's time, she's making $2,500 to $3,000, and she's getting whatever the hell she wants for herself and the family. Really industrious lady. She cracks me up. Case study number 2. Have a guy who was unemployed, living on unemployment insurance. Fortunately, they kept keeping it going and reenacting it, so he lived on this for about a year. But during that year, he got my first book and the second book, and he actually signed up for the very first Storage Auction University. And I'm going to go into another point after I finish up this one. He went on to leaving an apartment in what he describes as a bad side of town. I didn't live there. I don't know. To now he has a house. He didn't buy a house. He's renting a house. But, he's making 5 times a month what he was getting in unemployment insurance. And this is a guy, no job, no college degree, no golden spoon, no help. He essentially bootstrapped himself up into a decent operating level of capital. That's why it's Storage Auction Mojo, because it's not where you are, it's what you want to do. I'm serious. I've been there. And the other point with that is I had an email from someone, and I'm getting a lot of internet marketers who are on me, and they're like, do this, and cut the price to the bare bones, do this and spread. And it's amazing how so many people are focused on price. I firmly believe you get out of life what you put into it. I recently spent a whole bunch of money for not one but 2 Macs, and I upgraded the camera from that shitty little Sony I had. I mean, if you're going to do something, you have to invest in the business. And I have learned that this is not always about spending as much money. If I wasn't doing these videos, I wouldn't have the Macs. Just be straight up with you. There would be no reason. There would be no reason. But for the business that I'm doing now, for the things I want to do in the future, if you're planning on doing this, make some investments in you, in your knowledge base. As Gordon Gekko said in the movie Wall Street, knowledge is the most valuable commodity that I know of. It is true, because I get a lot of people, it's like, oh, you don't need a book, you can figure it out. If that's the case, why are all these veterans shaking in their boots? I've got people who 2 years ago, didn't even know about storage auctions, heard about it from my YouTube channel, who are making money in this very hard time, in this time of great competition, of all kinds of crazy stuff. There's huge crowds, there's nutty people, auctioneers are doing this, the storage facilities are doing this, yet I have people who have taken my course who are making money. That says a lot right there. So going forward, this is going to become more expensive because for those with the storage auction mojo, and this is really care how cheap you get this stuff. If you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. Because if the book was $10, I guarantee you I would sell more books and there would be even less competition. And I know you're going, Glendon, that makes no sense. Oh, it makes plenty of sense. Number one, most people are fucking lazy. If you want to get a top-notch education, you could do it for free. What? Yeah, this thing we're on right now, the internet. If you want to learn a foreign language, you can. If you want to learn accounting, you can. You want all that stuff, you can. And I know you, whoa, but if I don't get it from a university, no one's really going to pay, give me credit for that. And to that I say bullshit. As someone who's owned not one, not two, not three, but 4 businesses, if someone walks in my office with the skills to do the job that I have a job open for, I will hire them. You know why? Because I have looked at many pretty resumes. They were great, they were groomed, they were tweaked, all this wonderful stuff that was done, and that motherfucker couldn't do the job. If you don't believe me, talk to any business owner you know, from minimum wage bullshit right on up to engineering. And they consistently come across people who have great resumes but cannot do the job effectively. So I'm telling you, that's a golden nugget right there. If you can make yourself indispensable to an organization, and indispensable means that if you go, they're going to suffer some seriously dire consequences. You never have to look for a job again. I'm serious. Unless a freaking bomb comes down and just takes all of us out. But that's the thing. So all this stuff with pricing, because this is something that emerged. Because like I said, I have been in the lab doing a lot of research. And I went back and I'm looking at the people who are doing well and I'm looking at the people who are not doing well. There were folks, I made some killer deals. They ain't doing shit. The people who paid for the information full price are rolling and flying. And if they're not rolling and flying, they have a plan and they're incrementally getting there because they're still trying. I mean, I've had people where we're going on 2 years now. Actually, August coming up, it'll be 2 years of teaching people about this business. And I got some people, this is their first full year and they're finally starting to see the light. And that's the reason I'm like, don't worry about the crowds, because most people are not going to stick with this long enough to realize a proper financial benefit. They're not. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 months. I ain't made any money. I'm out. That is what's killing us as a country. It is not just this industry. It is several industries, because a lot of people do not want to work. They don't want to put forth any effort. It is that entitlement mentality of, hey, I breathe, therefore I am, therefore you should pay me $150,000 a year, 6 weeks of vacation. Oh, and I don't feel like coming to the office. I have the option to telecommute. If that is not your position and no one's willing to give you those terms, you're not fucking worth it. I'll say that again. If you can't get that type of deal, there's a good reason. It is you're not fucking worth it, because you have not made yourself that valuable. There are people right now in this recession, Great Depression, are thumping away job offers left and right because they have talent. They have skills. They've done something and they've accomplished something. And if you get in this business and you give it your all for 2 years, I'm not guaranteeing you that you will be rich, but you'll be a different person. Your life will be improved and you will gain skill sets you did not have before you started. I can make that promise, which will help you do other stuff because, take myself for instance. And this is the storage auction mojo in effect. I went ahead and left one career that I did for damn near 9 years, because to me it was a career. I mean, hey, it paid the bills. It was a career. To jump into this thing of self-publishing. And just to be straight with you, I never even sent out a query letter. I never even tried to get a book deal. That wasn't my mindset, because when you build a business, when you learn how to take care of yourself, you're not looking for others to do it for you. I mean, I've turned down 2 book deals. They were stupid to me. And it wasn't a lot of money up front. Again, there wasn't strings attached. There were shackles and handcuffs. And to me, based on my numbers and what I've done in the last 6 months, I would have been a fucking idiot to sign those deals, because I've made more money than what they offered me by myself, and I still maintain 100% control. Is it easy? No, because I have fucked up a lot. I have screwed up from high heaven. I have made a ton of mistakes in the world of self-publishing. A ton. Probably we're going to make some more before it's all said and done. But that's life, because what I know now is I can actually teach people something I didn't know how to do 2 years ago. Some might even think I would do. So that's the thing that you could get out of this business. A firm resolve in self. The ability to believe that you can do anything that you put your mind, effort, and a great deal of will behind. Because it's not about I want. You got to want it, and you got to work at it, and you have to work at it correctly. All those things, all those variables must be in the correct proportions, because if you're strong in one area, it's like sales. If you're poor with lead generation, but you're a great closer, big whoop. You ain't going to have shit to close. If you're great at lead generation, but you can't close shit, once again, big whoop. You're getting in the door and you're fucking up deals. You got to be competent in all areas that are critical to your success. Now, I'm going to give you a secret that helped me fuck up as a writer and still be successful. Because understand, you can make mistakes and you can still move ahead. Number one, understand my market. Because I have talked to writers to the point, I don't even talk to other writers anymore, because it's like we're in different worlds. I mean, this thing with self-publishing, I saw it 5 years ago. There are people who still have their head stuck in the sand. In 5 to 7 years, a lot of people are going to be reading ebooks. There'll be people that will never ever read an ebook. But a lot of folks are going to make that conversion, and we haven't even reached the tipping point. And if you as an author are not in a position to take advantage of that, you're going to leave a lot of money on the table, and you're going to probably sell more books than I did. But that's a business education lesson. That's a whole nother video. Because one of the things I've learned online is any business you have, the business fundamentals do not change. You have a product or service, there are certain things you must do. And a lot of writers and a lot of what I call institutionally lazy people fail to understand, because there are folks right here that you've never heard of online with online businesses making $1 million a year. You don't know who they are. They do the same thing that I do. They come down, sit at their desk, turn on their computers, and generate income because they have the skills. I met one dude taught me more in 30 minutes than talking to all these other people online and tweeting and bullshit. 30 minutes, laid out some stuff, and the stuff is effective and it works. And the reason he told me that is he bought my book. And this is somebody who's in the business of making money online. And he said, this is a great guy. I mean, it really takes a novice to make them competent. And this is not me just saying this. I've had email after email. It's like, I bought your book. I swear, I feel like I've been out there for years. I knew what to do. I knew what to say. And I knew how to conduct myself. That's valuable. But that's the storage auction mojo, because I got in that business. I was somewhat of a hustler. I was someone that really tried my best. But being in that business forced me to grow out of my comfort zone on so many levels. Every week, damn near, I was coming out of my comfort zone because, oh, damn, I've got this room full of car parts. What the hell am I going to do with this? So the quick answer would be find someone that knows something about car parts and sell it to them real quick and make a small profit. The hard answer, the thing that took some time, was to go through that stuff, learn what it was, and sell it myself and make a whole lot of money. And that's what I did. But if I had that, hey, that I used to hear it all the time. It's like, you only paid $5, so if you make 1,000, so what if that next guy makes 10 grand? That sounds like loser speak to me. Sorry. It's one thing if you put yourself in a wholesale situation where you have a unit full of wholesale products and every week you're selling 1,000 and other people are making 2 after the stuff you sold. That's a wholesale deal. I can deal with that, and I've seen people do it. I have literally picked up stuff out of the trash that other people threw away that was valuable because they did not take the time to figure out what the hell it was. That's the storage auction mojo. Keep trying with a firm goal in mind. Because, if you just want to, if you work hard, go out and dig a ditch. That's hard work, but if you don't desire to have a big ass hole, then you've wasted your time. I see a lot of people do shit like that. They do stuff and it's like I'm busy and I'm active, but without the proper set of controls, game plan, you're just wasting your time. You can get more done in 4 or 5 years with your own business than a lot of people get done in a lifetime. I'm telling you this. So that's the storage auction mojo. This is some stuff I didn't have before I got into business. It's like now I feel like I could do anything. I'm saying that's the storage auction mojo. If you truly believe you want to do something and you're willing to pay the price, you'll do it. It's just that simple. All right, this is Glendon with Making Money with Storage Unit Auctions.